You using the word divine just willy-nilly, huh? Divine dish. And you trying to come up with alliteration, and it's pissing me off. You giving me Jesus jelly. You giving me Jehovah jam. You giving me Buddha bread, huh? And now you coming up with a church so you don't have to pay no taxes, and you gonna call yourself Jesus? Just because you white and got long hair don't mean you look like Jesus. Jesus ain't even look like that. Changed his name from Jeff to Ender Ionethos. My boy said, let me take these alphabet magnets that you put on the refrigerator and just throw them bitches at the refrigerator. And whatever ones I see, that's what my name is about to be. Cool. He don't have a sauce to pull off a name like that. Something about Jeff, I think it's his neck. You know I have a thing with neck. Something about Jeff's neck is bothering me. And I knew it from the first time I saw him that I couldn't trust him because something is off with his neck. I'm telling you. Listen. If I saw him on the street, I would look at his neck and know he can't be trusted. And then it would just be proven by the fact that he's a culty. And then I will be secure in my neck analysis of people. Necks be letting you know. I'm telling you. Say what you want to say. That lets me further know. And his neck wasn't filling out the collar of the shirt. And it just was a very untrustworthy. I'm telling you, pay attention to people's necks. We're going to have Keely and Kobe coach the folks that's really trying to find a twin flame. You know, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, bitch, that's why I'm here talking to you. Like, you the coach. Ain't you the coach, Jeff? I thought, what I need, so you telling me my coach, which is you, is giving me another coach. And then you got to pay for the coaching that I done already paid you for the coach. You know what I'm saying? Once again, the math ain't mathing. It's all about arithmetic, folks. Grab your abacus, baby, because the shit ain't making no sense, all right? Tedros, you hear these people being crazy? These people crazy. Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out this video. It's your girl LB and Tedros. Thank you for coming to my channel, Watch With Me LB, where me and Tedros give you fun, fresh, and funny rants, reviews, and recaps on my favorite movies and TV shows. Okay, here she is. So it's the threesome today. It's me, Blue, and Tedros. Say hello, cousins. Say hi. She's a duty and a nonna. She's a nonna blueberry nonna do. She doesn't like Tedros. They have real beef. So, you know, we working through it. You know what I'm saying? Because Tedros is here to stay. All right? Tell your cousins bye. Say bye-bye. This is what happens as a result of people being lonely. People wanting companionship. People wanting to be happy. People thinking that they will find happiness in another person. And trash ass people using that fact to make themselves rich and to gain control over people who are vulnerable, right? So, you know, all that information is important, you know, as I tip on through this recap. The people that the documentary is focusing on, Jeff and Shalia Ayan, not their government name, okay? They just decided to change it one day, have based their entire social media, internet presence on teaching people how to find their twin flame and all the benefits that come with finding your twin flame. Jeff and Shalia say, listen, baby, we about to teach these people, okay? Because these are wayward folks, okay? Looking for love in all the wrong places. So the documentary opens up and we meet this mother and daughter who have called the police because the daughter is a twin, right? Her twin sister, Stephanie, is in what she believes to be a cult, the Twin Flames people, right? The mother is telling us about how one day Stephanie, the twin sister, just bust up and was like, I don't want to talk to y'all no more. Y'all be cool, how y'all be cool. I'm gonna go do my thing, y'all do y'all thing. Best of luck to your future endeavor. And that everybody was like, what the hell is going on? Like, they knew that she was in this group, but that the group kind of evolved from talking about God and spiritual, elevation and how that helps you to seek and find your partner. And then it kind of turned into, daddy ain't coming home no more. Y'all be cool. Very surprising to them. And then we also meet Keely. Now, Keely was telling us about how she met her boyfriend, I forgot his name, Mark, Joshua, I don't know, child, in the grocery store. They both used to work in the grocery store, and that she felt so connected to him because he used to buy her coffee and he used to help her like with her job and stuff, and that they started dating, but then they broke up, right? And so she had heard about what a twin flame was, and so of course, like most people do, you do your Googles, right? What's a twin flame? Who are some twin flame examples, twin flame couples? And when she Googled twin flame couples, Jeff and Shalia ragged ass popped up. Jeff and Shalia have a YouTube channel. They still have a YouTube channel, and they have buku videos dating back to like 7 or 8 years ago about twin flames and how to do it and what to look for and signs that you found them, and like just helping people to find a twin flame. Now, if you look at it very surface level, it looks like a self-help kind of situation. It's YouTube. It's billions of self-help videos on YouTube, right? We don't know if any of these people are legit. You can get on here and make a video with Oscar the Grouch, baby, and he will tell you how to keep your house clean, and people will be like, hell yeah, that makes sense to me. Oscar the Grouch been on TV for 50 years. He must know something. Let me listen to him. Whole time Oscar the Grouch living a whole ass garbage can. Okay, he just got a girlfriend like 5 years ago, which blew my mind, but that's not what we talking about. But anyway, people will listen to it if it's something that appeals to them, right? So Jeff and Shalia found an audience, right? So they were starting to get like a little bit of a presence online, right? And they had created the Twin Flame Ascension School, where you go and take classes that they put together for you to learn about how to get your twin flame and put his ass in a knapsack and take him on home. So we are 3 minutes into this documentary, and we're hearing about how Marley found Jeff and Shalia on their website, and they encourage you to buy the book, right? The book is like a little $7 book, a little paperback, a little digital copy or whatever, right? But when you buy the book, she said that made her want to go and understand, have a deeper understanding of twin flame 101. So that made her want to go buy the classes, right? The in-depth classes taught by Jeff and Shalia. Jeff and Shalia was charging people $2,222 for a class. Y'all, I swear, every time I do a video where people be scamming people, it just makes me sad that I'm a good person sometimes, because I swear I wish I could scam people. I would be so good at it. I just can't do it. It's just not who I am as a person. I would probably throw up if I tried to do that to somebody. I just can't do it. I was going to be on a beach. I was going to have somebody in some tight shorts bringing me, like margaritas and stuff with a little umbrella in it and stuff. And I was going to take a nap and read books and stuff. And I was going to click-clack on the keyboard for 2 hours. And that was going to be what I did, because I was going to be scamming. Oh, it's all right. Let's move on. Anyway, they were charging people too. Might delete that later. We are hearing from former members of the Twin Flames. I don't know if they would say it's a cult. I'm gonna say it's a cult. Maybe they'll say it was a community. But I just put a little pin right there because I had some questions about the charter documents of this cult. Like, they didn't have actual charter documents, but I was just confused about a couple things that I like to talk through later on in the video. Just hold tight. But anyway, so we meeting people from the Twin Flame situation, right out the gate, y'all. Listen, just take this and know that me as a black woman, I know black women, all right, because I've been one my whole life. When I saw that black lady with dreadlocks, I was taken aback. I was taken aback because, let me tell you why. Not because I don't think that black people can join cults, all right, because I know they can. But usually I find when black people have joined cults, the cult leader has a magnetism and a charisma about them, right? I.e. Jim Jones. Jim Jones always had fire-ass aviator shades and a nice-ass freshly ironed leisure suit, all right? And he talked like a Baptist preacher. So if I'm a Baptist person looking to join the cult, I'm like, shit, I'm going to go with this dude. His leisure suit is fire, okay? His boots shine. But Jeff and Shalia, baby, when I tell you no sauce, no, I'm talking about dry, lame-os, bruh. But where's the magnetism piece at that's gonna magnetize the people to you? Like, I could say anything, but if I ain't got no sauce behind it, I'm thinking the black community really not gonna go over there. So I was trying to figure out what that was, but let me know if you understood it a little bit. Because again, I don't judge people for joining a cult, because people be wanting something that they're not getting. They like, let me go over here and see if it's there, right? So that's what homegirl did. But baby, when I saw that girl with them dreads, and then I think it was a couple Latinx sisters in there, baby. We had some trans cousins in there, and I was like, usually, you know what I'm saying? And not to say the white people don't, because white people be wanting sauce too. I'm just saying, they had no sauce. So I was confused about the multiculturalness of the people I was seeing, because together as a multicultural unit, we be looking for sauce. Talking about how the community is starting to grow and how they were feeling fulfilled in their experiences in this community, right? They were with like-minded people who were all looking for love, and they were wanting to know how to be, find that person and just get the hell out the dating game because it's trash. Okay, trash. Whoo, Lord. Woo. Anyway, and then they start to talk about the mirror exercise. Now, the mirror exercise, I'm gonna have to check my DSM-4 and I'm gonna check my DSM-5, baby, because I don't know what I don't like that. I ain't like that, not one bit. The mirror exercise is based on the premise that we all have everything we need already within ourselves, right? So if we're having a problem, if we are struggling with something, we need to look inward, to look to our inner self to find the solution to that. Focus on ourselves and really kind of get internal with the, I don't know, child. I don't know. I was trying. So basically, I was trying. I couldn't do it. It was always it. To my understanding, to what I saw, okay, is a lot of self-blame, all right? Because if you want your cult to be successful, you can't have happy, whole people. You have to have people who have a need. If the need is not great enough, baby, go ahead and create that need. They really were harping on this mirror exercise for all of the people that were in the Twin Flames connection. We meet Sarah. Sarah is an investigative journalist, and so she's giving us the tea about Jeff and Shalia, right? So Jeff, trash. So Jeff is a unremarkable ass person who seemed relatively normal. The journalist talked about how as a child or as a young man, he was very into like business ideas and trying to make money. So my boy Jeff went to B school, that's short for business school, graduated and moved to Hawaii, and just the island, just a wonderful place for him. So much so that he changed his name from Jeff to Ender Ioneathos. My boy said, let me take these alphabet magnets that you put on the refrigerator and just throw them bitches at the refrigerator, and whatever ones I see, that's what my name is about to be. Cool. He don't have the sauce to pull off a name like that. Something about Jeff, I think it's his neck. You know I have a thing with neck. Something about Jeff's neck is bothering me, and I knew it from the first time I saw him that I couldn't trust him because something is off with his neck. I'm telling you. Listen. If I saw him on the street, I would look at his neck and know he can't be trusted. And then it would just be proven by the fact that he's a cult lead. And then I would be secure in my neck analysis of people. I next be letting you know. I'm telling you. Say what you want to say. Now we talking about Shalia. Also trash. Shalia's name is Megan. So Megan, delegation, gather up. Okay, y'all, one of y'all Megans is out of control. Okay, Megan Plant is her real name. Okay, but Shalia sounds much more earthy. You know, it sounds much more in tune with the universe. And we gotta be at one with the chakras. And we gotta align. Bullshit. Them two connect. And there's a part in this documentary where one of the former members is reading an excerpt from the book that they sell, right? When I tell you lame, Shalia messaged him and was like, are you horny? And he was like, what? Yeah, I'm always horny. This is ridiculous. This is don't come over it. I didn't do it. He said that. And he was like, I'm busy with 9 million other women pursuing me. But something happened. And by 30 minutes into the phone call, I asked her to marry me. What? Then he was like, that was the end of my babe hunting. What are you talking about, boy? Grow up, bro. It's like you could well, throw it away, throwing away the key. Nope. So the investigative journalist is telling us about how Jeff and Ender and Shalia are mostly Ender, Jeff. I'm gonna call that man Jeff, child. I don't have time for no Ender. Anyway, Jeff and Shalia are trying to launch these businesses, all based in the healing space, spiritual awakening website. That didn't work. Now he got a spiritual healing website where he just say, Jeff Ion has been blessed with the ability to be able to heal you. So if you have non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, come on down. I can fix that up right for you. Like, Western medicine not gonna do that for you. Me. Okay, I can't. Already look untrustworthy because he had a Sears suit on, okay, in his picture, and they had like a couch in the back, like it was his living room. And baby, let me tell you something. You're not gonna cure nothing for me in your living room. Ain't nothing. You supposed to live in your living room. Damn flat screen in the back of your profile picture on the website where you told me you can cure my damn club foot. Like, get it together, Jeff. That lets me further know. And his neck wasn't filling out the collar of the shirt, and it just was a very untrustworthy. I'm telling you, pay attention to people next. I said what I said. Keely, she, the one with the boyfriend in the grocery store, they broke up, and then, the whole thing. So she has a sister named Marley. Marley is younger than her. Marley is like 18 or so at the time. So Keely got involved with the Twin Flame people and brought her sister into the Twin Flame universe too. He was gonna really embrace the teachings of the Twin Flames, worlds, and put a pin right there. All right, because the fucked upness is coming. Jeff and Shalia in these meetings were communicating to their followers about the fact that they were spiritually enlightened, so much so that they were able to confirm or deny twin flame pairing. Keely, who had broken up with the grocery store boyfriend, they were talking about that in the little meeting. So Shalia and Jeff was like, "That's your twin flame, girl. Go get this boy out the meat packing part of the grocery store and bring him on down. Wherever you are, you need to go to him right now and say, hey, you my twin flame. Get your shit together. We gonna be together. Whatever you gotta do to make that happen, that's what you gotta do." And then Keely was like, "God damn it, you're right." And so she got back with the grocery store boyfriend. She believed in the fact that they had been twin flaming so long. Shalia and Jeff had been twin flaming for so long that they were so enlightened to be able to identify her twin flame that she got to jump on it. How dare I spit in the face of these highly enlightened people? The math wasn't mathing. It just wasn't mathing. The people in the group were really, really trying to adhere to the advice that they were given by Jeff and Shalia. And the killing part for me is I am a credential girly. Okay, you gonna have to show me your credentials, baby. You know how in the olden time movies they would like flip the, it would be a cop and it'd like flip the little badge open. Cause don't just be saying, I'm from Bleep Blop and Floop to do and I'm a certified, vaginal rejuvenation whisperer. Like, don't just be making shit up, right? Like, where are your credentials? Another thing that was very interesting to me in the videos that they were showing in the documentary was they didn't have good the body language was negative to me. They didn't have good energy with each other to me. We didn't even get to the fucked up shit that they did. No, like this is foundational, baby. If we scamming together, we gotta be connected. We gotta be connected on the scam, okay? They'd be like this. Yeah, I think you should go be with him. I think it's probably a good move for you to go and do that. Like, it didn't make no sense. You know what I mean? Keely and her boyfriend, Kobe, that's his name. So Keely and Kobe, they're together, right? They twin flames, and not everybody in the twin flame group is like, this shit really fucking work. Okay, because look at Keely and Kobe, baby. Their names sound the same. It's both like cheesy kind of thing. No, Keely is not a cheese. Kobe is, but you get anyway. Like, they're using this relationship to be like, see, I told y'all. Like, y'all got to just listen to me and do what I say. Matter of fact, we need to really start doing this. We got to get this twin flame life rolling. So what we going to do is we're going to start a coaching program. Okay. We're going to have Keely and Kobe coach the folks that's really trying to find their twin flame. In my mind, I'm thinking, well, bitch, that's why I'm here talking to you. Like, you the coach. Ain't you the coach, Jeff? I thought, what I need, so you telling me my coach, which is you, is giving me another coach. And then you got to pay for the coaching that I done already paid you for the coach. You know what I'm saying? Once again, the math ain't mathing. It's all about arithmetic, folks. Grab your abacus, baby, because the shit ain't making no sense, all right? So I was waiting on them to appropriate cultural and religious practices, because as of now, it's just all talk, right? But when I tell you the very next scene was like, Jeff was like, all right, guys, I just really want us to come together in a harmonious ohms. Everybody ready? Won't y'all stop? Don't own me in a Best Western. That's all I'm trying to say. Because little baby Marley, right, the 18, 19-year-old, right, she's at the meeting. She is the sister of Keely and Kobe. Jeff and Shalia hit her with, it's time you meet your twin flame. They sent a man into the Facebook forum for the twin flame community, right? And then the man messaged Marley. And so then when they had a meeting, Jeff and his old stupid neck was like, have you been talking to anybody? And Marley was like, no. And then Jeff was like, are you sure? Like, he had this like intuition. Like, he was just a psychic about it. He already knew it. And then Marley was like, well, they had this guy that messaged me on Facebook. And then Jeff was like, boom, twin flame on deck. In her heart, I know she didn't believe it, right? Because every time they would focus on her, she would be crying. She ain't know what to say. Like, they would pressure her into saying, like, aren't you ready? You not ready, Marley. Are you ready to meet the love of your life? And Marley was like, I guess I am. And y'all tell me why the man that they sent this girl, they said that's her twin flame, he is a bird of prey. Go job. No money. Criminal record. My friend's drugs was in the car, and that's why I had got arrested. So I'm in jail right now. But when I'm with you, then we gonna be together and we gonna be there. Girl got the whole world in her hands like the gospel song, and you send her a damn drug dealing scallywag as an L. Okay, we are now introduced to another L in this documentary who I will admit frustrated my spirits. Okay, L, like most L's, is brilliant. A scientist working at Stanford on a cure for cancer, like in a DNA lab, fell in love with this guy, and it was a really intense connection. And she said, you know what, I'm about to leave California and move to Seattle to be with my spooky. Slim Neck Jeff and Shalia are in a class with L and the rest of the people, and they talking to L, and she's talking about her ex. And then Slim Neck Jeff say, girl, your ex is your twin flame, baby. You have to communicate to him. You got to go get him by any means necessary. And so L in her mind was thinking, are you sure? Because this dude was pretty terrible to me. That is why he is my ex. Through a series of unfortunate events, L's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend put a restraining order out on her. Now, she says that she was calling him out on his bullshit and he ain't like that, so he put a restraining order on her, and that's not how restraining orders work. But listen, go off. I wasn't there. All right, I'm just saying what I know for sure. It could have been an exigent circumstance, baby. I don't know, okay? And so she goes and tells Slim Neck Jeff and Shalia about it, and they say, oh, baby, listen. What is a restraining order when it comes to matters of the heart? You want a piece of paper to keep you from your twin flame that I designated as your twin flame, not having physically met him in person? Why would you do that? So L said, you know what, goddamn it, you're right. I'm not gonna listen to this restraining order. I'ma call him. I'ma call him. I'ma text him, and by any means necessary, damn it, we gonna get back together. So one good day, L said, you know what, it's my birthday. I'm about to go out. I'm about to have a good time with my friends. So she go out to the club with her friends and she's dancing. Well, guess who's at the club? Is the ex. Okay, the ex is like, bitch, you trying to murder me. All right, and I ain't gonna let you do it. I'm gonna call the cops. So the cops came, picked L up, drug her ass off to the jailhouse. In the twin flame universe, okay, Slim Neck Jeff and Shalia have been telling people, your family is not your family, baby. Cut them off. So L had cut her whole ass family off. So when she went to the jailhouse, the only number she knew was her mama number, who she cut off, and her boyfriend number, who put her ass in there in the first place. That girl stayed in jail for a month, 30 days. Because that boy told her go get her twin flame by any means necessary. Now, she is to be held responsible. She has culpability, okay? Because don't do no dumb shit. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. It's wild to me how this uncharismatic ass, slim neck ass person has this ability to control these people. And the killing part is, this is all done virtually, folks. It was frustrating because, you know, the shit didn't have to happen. Like, she didn't have to go to jail. Like, I'm trying to figure out who told her that the first judicial court system of wherever the fuck she live at was less important than Slim Neck Jeff. I'm trying to understand it. You gonna have to help me to make an answer. That's why I keep asking y'all to get y'all advocates, baby. Because the math ain't mathing. Man, neck is slim. How are you listening to him? His Adam's apple is just about to slice the skin on his throat and slide out. Next be letting you know. Trust me. Slim Neck Jeff is pissing me off more and more. He starts to also give that toxic masculinity that a lot of cult leaders have. You know, your man is entitled to your body at any time. And this is a conversation that Keely was having, that her husband, Kobe, wanted the booty cheeks all the time. Okay. And she was like, God damn it, leave me alone. Okay. Listen, just because I got booty cheeks don't mean you can clap them 24/7. Slim Neck Jeff was just piling it on. Your man needs sex at least once a day. Just open your legs and shut up. The people, Shalia and Jeff, they really are confused about what spiritual identity they want to associate themselves and their scam with, because sometimes they be talking about God and then other times they be hitting you with the right? They were just appropriating all the stuff. And I know that all the people, all the spiritual people had got together and had got them something to eat and was just sitting around in a circle looking at this stupid man use their little name and all of their practices and teachings in vain. They were like, look at this dumbass. Last week he was talking about you, Jesus. Now he talking about me. I'm Buddha. I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to stay out the way. And he bringing me into this. I don't want to have nothing to do with this. They had one scene where they were like at a get together with all the people, and girl, I'm folding my arms because I'm mad. I don't know what to do with my hands. Tell me, comment down below and let me know if you know where that come from. Anyway, so they had when my Indian cousins get married, you have those beautiful, like really full flowers and it be like white and red and it be long and it's on your neck and stuff. What they had that on there for? I don't like. Now at this point, we are cranking up the MLM realness. Jeff and his slim neck are really honing into the fact that he is able to control these people who are, trusting him, right? And he knows that they're vulnerable. He knows that he has isolated them from their family. He has control over them. He is dangling this carrot of everlasting love in front of their faces. So he uses that to say, we got to get cracking. So you back here, you going to be on social media. You back there, you going to speak to the people and bring them into the crowd. You back here, you going to run the make sure the printer always got ink in it and stuff. And these people have jobs already. Like, these are full grown working ass adults. Now they have to work for the twin flame, whatever. They working for Jeff and his neck. We meet this woman named Angie. Now, Angie was told that her twin flame was this guy, right? And she was dating this guy and she was so excited to tell everybody about it in the group. She said one day they were kicking it at a cabin and she was like, they started to get a little frisky and he was like, sis, I'm gonna stop you right there because when I kiss you, it's like I'm kissing my sister. And so she was devastated by that. But again, Jeff, any means necessary, baby, he don't know what he talking about. I say that that's your twin flame. Call him, text him, go over there, bake him a pie, talk to his mama, go through his garbage, whatever you gotta do that thing. At this point, it's very frustrating because, and I think this is the way that the documentary was shot and the way that it was edited, there was no explanation as to why they would blindly follow him. Why him and not, this other person, right? You remember Derek Jackson from back in the day? Derek Jackson, the one that was like, your man, if your man not gonna cater you and bring you flowers, he can't stop by the store and bring you flowers, he don't deserve you. Whole time he was, had his wife and, with some biblical outfits on and stuff at the house and was cheating on her. Remember him? People was eating that up, right? And I get that because Derek Jackson was swole, right? He was a handsome, articulate, swole ass black man who was able to connect to folks and tell them what they wanted to hear, right? So if people was buying classes from him, I get that. But this one, they didn't tell us what about Jeff and his slim ass neck was so appealing. We got to crank the businesses up. Y'all got to come work for me. All right. So now what we going to do is we going to branch out. All right. We got the twin flame universe over here. We got twin flame records. That boy like a twin flame gaming. He had twin flame dishes and shit, like a meal prep thing where you had to like eat like in order to be wait a minute. Wait a second. I'm gonna get there in a second because I'm jumping the gun. Because that shit was wild. Now we are meeting Dr. Christine Emmerich, who was a part of the MAPS project, a mind alignment process. I'm not even about to tell you what it is. I don't even know what it is. Whatever it is was bullshit, okay? I'm an academician, baby. I keep telling y'all that. And I know, y'all might not believe me because I get up in here and I cuss and I say all kind of stupid stuff. That's what we call code switching. Because I am an academician, I'm like, I know there's no real life credentialed ass mental health practitioner involved with this cult. I just know that it's not. Dr. Christine Emery has a PhD. That is true. I will not take that away from her. She is a member of the U.S. military. Thank you for your service. However, her PhD is in emergency management. When shit hits the fan, you call Dr. Christine. It don't have a single thing to do with cognitive behavioral therapy. Nothing right here. This right here, leave this alone. That's not Christine. But you're not gonna call Christine if you are suffering from depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, anything in that DSM-5. If I'm feeling depressed, am I gonna go to Dr. Cornelius Webenstein with his PhD in civil engineering? He could build the fuck out of bridge, but is he gonna talk me down through my depression? He don't have the credentials for that. That lets me further know, ain't nobody checking credentials out here. Check people credentials, bro. And the thing that's even more upsetting is the MAP project specifically targets folks who have extreme trauma. These people are not able to cope with the things that have happened to them, things that they have seen or been through, right? For them to target that population of people is fucking despicable to me, because they got enough shit going on. They didn't ask for that. Who in their right mind would be like, you know what? I don't have nothing to do today. Let me go see some shit that's going to totally alter the way my brain works. It charged them people $6,000 to get their mind mapped by an emergency management person. That's an administrative position behind a computer. We talking about policies and procedures. Christine got a LinkedIn page. Baby, you can do the Googles. Trifling. Slim Neck Jeff and Shalia have multiple businesses. They had something called Divine Dish, where if you want to be grounded in your spirituality, you literally have to be heavy. Eat heavy food. They charged you $100 a month, US American, all right, to give you a meal plan. Keely said she was doing a Divine Dish, okay, and she gained 70 pounds in 9 months. The money is rolling in, huh? The money is coming on through, and it's very fruitful, huh? And so Jeff said, Uncle Sam can go to hell. So what I need the congregation to do, notice I say congregation, huh? Figure out how to, so I don't have to pay all these taxes. And so what they came up with was, we gonna form a church, right quick. So Jeff said, I'm gonna do the Church of the Union. And then Shalia old stupid self say, man, you know, I had a prophecy and the Lord spoke to me and told me that the vision that I see when I see Jesus is actually Jeff. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. She said Jesus is Jeff and Jeff is Jesus. It's one and the same. Huh? Baby, it's not enough you using the word divine just willy-nilly, huh? Divine dish. And you trying to come up with alliteration, and it's pissing me off. You giving me Jesus jelly. You giving me Jehovah jam. You giving me Buddha bread, huh? And now you coming up with a church so you don't have to pay no taxes, and you gonna call yourself Jesus just because you white and got long hair don't mean you look like Jesus. Jesus ain't even look like that. Don't piss me off, no. I'm Test Road, you hear these people being crazy? These people crazy. Now it's getting dangerous, right? Because Marley, the 18-year-old, they set her up with that, you know, that bird of prey, right? And they got her in the middle of nowhere living with this man that does not have a job, has no income. And she finds out that he has schizoaffective disorder, which is a very serious mental health issue, and it's a very complicated diagnosis, but it is one that is treatable, right? There is medication, you get talk therapy, you get your supports, right? The bird of prey wasn't trying to do none of that, right? And so this baby is 19 years old, isolated with this man that she has no way to, one, know what's going on, and two, how to figure out how to help him, right? And so she goes to Skinny Neck Jeff and the Twin Flame people, and it's like, this is what you got to deal with. God said, this is your twin flame. Your twin flame just so happens to have schizoaffective disorder. So keep taking these classes, pay me my money, and deal with it, baby. It ain't nothing you could do. There was another girl who was saying, you know, I'm depressed, right? I'm depressed about it. And they were like, listen, did you mirror exercise? Did you look within to figure out if you could do it? Like, to figure out if you could, that baby committed suicide. They took no responsibility for that. People tired of Jeff and them shit, because they had guaranteed that if you took the classes and bought the books and watched the videos and gave the monthly subscription and ate the sandwiches and all that shit, that you would meet your twin flame. And that's a guarantee. I've been here 2 years. I done spent $30,000. What a flame man. Jeff and Shalia say, you know what? You right. Players fuck up. So then they changed the rules. So before, your twin flame could be anywhere. It could be the boy at the grocery store. It could be the man on the corner. It could be the astronaut in space. Question. So they say, you know what? We're going to flip that around. If they're not in this group, they can't be your twin flame. And then everybody was looking around the group like, it's 95% women in here. What's T? Then they were also questioning because they had taken all these classes to become coaches, right? To bring people in. But every goddamn body's a coach now. I'm a coach, you a coach, we all got a coach. Who we gonna coach? So then Jeff and Shalia say, you know what? Once again, players fuck up. So we gotta figure that out too. So what we gonna do is we gonna change how you identify. You as a cis hetero woman, right? All your life. 40 years long. The Lord told me that's actually not what that is. The Lord told me that you are a masculine energy. There are two energies, according to Jeff and Shalia. Masculine energy and feminine energy. Ain't no in between, baby. It's black and white. Ain't no gray. Again, they were the ones deciding whose energy was masculine and whose energy was feminine. The people had got an email one day and said, "L, girl, change them pronouns, baby, because your energy is masculine, all right? Your pronouns are no longer she, her. They are he, him. You gonna shut up about it." And so the people was like, what? That's why I haven't found my twin flame. Ain't that shit? I would have never thought about that. Baby, people in the group were allowing another person to tell them how to identify. They went along with it. So much so that some people had gotten top surgery, folks. Top surgery is a double mastectomy. Cutting family off because all of a sudden, you know, the family got questioned. You went to work Monday and you were L, but then you come home Tuesday and now you telling me your name is James, and I'm just asking a question. But the people say you got to go because don't ask me no questions. They ask you questions, they not about their life. They don't support you. Cut them off. Jeff and Shalia was raking in the coins, but it was getting a little sticky. People did go. Some people went along with it, and then other people pushed back. They were like, "I appreciate what you're saying. I'm not a lesbian, no baby. It's nothing I can do for you." Do you know how hard my trans cousins out here fighting to live their lives? But I can only imagine the struggle that my good cousins are out here facing to live in their truth every fucking day. And you just gonna tell somebody just to co-opt the cause. Now there is one group of people who I have not mentioned so far, and that is the mothers. Mothers of children who are victims of this cult, right? And I felt so sad for them in my heart because they were not given any explanation. They were not given any recourse. They were literally torn away from their children. There were 4 mothers in this documentary who were fighting, trying to get this cult shut down. Paula, who is the twin to Stephanie, who was at the very beginning of the documentary. Jeff and his old stupid ass neck actually sued this lady for defamation. The case was dismissed, but that lady had to spend 30,000 US American dollars as a woman of a certain age to defend from this frivolous lawsuit. And that made me mad. Also, we don't know what the relationships were with their children prior to them joining this cult, right? All we know is that the children were looking for something. We don't know if it was something that the mothers had not given, or maybe the mothers gave it in a way that wasn't received by the children. We don't know because they didn't go into that. I would just assume that these are caring, concerned mothers who tried their best to raise their children. So bad for them, and they were still at the end of the documentary trying to fight to get the shit closed down. All the people in the documentary had since left the cult, right? Maybe I should go join a cult busting volunteer group or something. I don't know. There's always space for somebody to create some fucked up cult based on something. I could just look at this wig on the back of my wall and be like, you know what? I see potential there. This wig perseveres through so much, and look how it's standing at attention. And that's what we need to do. So I'm gonna form the Church of the Nappy Ass Wig, okay? And together we will persevere through life's challenges. Here you go. Next thing I know, I got people giving me coins and all kind of stuff. That's why I say I always use my powers for good and not evil. But baby, if I wanted to, y'all would be upset with me. So if y'all watch this documentary, comment down below and let me know what you thought of it. I tried my best not to be judgy when it comes to the people in the cult. So let me know if I did a good job with that. I can't wait to talk to y'all in the comments per usual. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.